All right, breaking news. Daniel Penny has been found not guilty. Daniel Penny has been found not guilty. Thank you, Jesus. I'm still going to talk about the Daniel Penny effect. Guys, listen, I am not being hyperbolic on this. I will explain this later. I got so much to get to before I get to this, but this is great news. This isn't just great news for Daniel Penny. This isn't just great news for for our rule of law in the United States. This is great news for every single one of us that want to see lives saved, that don't want to see crime on our street, and those of us that are sick and tired of this racism that blacks in this country are allowed to get away with because they're black. It's wrong, it's evil, it is immoral, and this puts a big old dent in that. That is great news. That is wonderful news. Now, I hope this guy sues the pants off of New York City, Alvin Bragg, and then you have Jordan Neely's deadbeat dad, who apparently was not involved in his son's life for years, for several years, that all of a sudden wants to cash in on Daniel Penny. I hope Daniel Penny reverses course and sues the pants off of him. This nonsense, this DEI, this CRT nonsense that is destroying the rule of law in the United States of America, that's destroying our corporations, our hiring practice, that's destroying our federal government as we speak, it has to stop. This systemic racism that is being implemented in all facets of society by the Democrat Party, known as DEI and CRT, must stop. This is excellent news. This is excellent news. I'm so glad for Daniel Penny. I'm happy for the man, but I'm just as happy for every American citizen that is tired of the systemic racism of the Democrat Party and tired of seeing this crime on the streets. Now what it is time for us to do is to make sure that we know who these George Soros appointed DAs are across the country and kick their butts out of office. The Ferguson effect was basically this. You've got a black thug that is created into made into some black hero, where you have the real hero that was the officer that frankly shot Michael Brown. He was made into the bad guy. We saw the same was true for Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. Won't go into details right now. Freddie Gray, when they tried to make all these cops look like bad guys, didn't work out as well because so many of the cops were black. But essentially what happened is cops were like, okay, with all this Black Lives Matter nonsense, if you guys are going to go after cops, we're going to stop policing. We're not going to police these. We're not going to be proactive in policing the neighborhoods where the most crime is, where sadly it happens to be where blacks and more minorities live, because we're not going to risk our lives. We're not going to risk our careers for the sake of some thug. And as a result, crime exploded in urban areas. The Daniel Penny effect, in my opinion, would have been even worse, and is probably, because it sends a chill down the spines of not just police, but all American citizens that see a crime happening right before their eyes, and perhaps they have the capacity or the courage or the willingness to step in, and they said, nah, not me, bro. I will let that person, my friend, my neighbor, this stranger right before me, I will let that person get attacked, maimed, or killed, because I'm not going to risk going to jail and being maligned for the rest of my life. That's the Daniel Penny effect. That's what we were risking with that trial. That's what we were risking. And thank God, we had some juror or jurors that had some common sense that said, no, not on my watch. Forgive me, jurors, because I called some of you cowards last week, and some of you might be. But whomever was not, thank you. Thank you. You have helped to begin a process of restoring the rule of law inside of the United States, and frankly, common decency when it comes to our fellow man. When men can step up to stop a crime, they should do so. Obviously, you got to think through every situation. I get it. But men instinctively want to be warriors. They want to be heroes. This helps them do that.